Your first slides, creating a good presentation. What slides do you need to have? Remember what you need to cover in your presentation. You need a title slide, a location and time slide, a building materials and methods slide, an elements of style slide, famous building slide, a famous architects or builder slide, and your reference slide. The title slide. This slide introduces your project. It should include the name of the architectural period you're doing and your name. I recommend an appropriate image and layout for the architectural period you are covering. Notice, for example, this slide. The location and time slide. This slide should give a short history of the architectural period. It should cover where in the world that architecture is from. It should cover when it started and when it ended, and whether or not it spread from one part of the world to another. Images for this that can be helpful are maps and diagrams. The building material and methods slide. This slide should cover the building materials that were used during the architectural period you are covering. You should use images of actual materials, not random images of stuff. You can do this by using an image with text boxes and arrows to describe the various building materials. Or you can find diagrams or building material lists with images of the appropriate building materials. If possible, tell me about the tools and technologies that were used as well. Do not use random images here and just try and relate the images to what you are talking about. The elements of style slide. This one is extremely important. This is what tells us what kind of architecture it is and why it is that kind of architecture. The elements of style slide is really important. Tell me and show me the features that are common in the architectural period you are covering. What do I look for so I know what kind of architecture it is? Here you can search for diagrams of elements of style or use an image with arrows and text boxes like you see here. The most important thing, be specific and detailed. The famous building slides. You need to locate 5 famous buildings from the architectural period you are covering. Look for really good quality images. Label those images with the names of the buildings and the locations. You can use multiple slides here. Don't try and jam a bunch of images on a single slide. Spread them out. Let the pictures do the talking. And again, make sure you're trying to use good quality images. Also, label your images. Famous architects and builders. You will need to find 2 famous builders or architects from the architectural period you are covering. You can find images of them if possible. Sometimes you will need to find paintings or statues. Tell me what buildings they built. If possible, give me a little history about these people. For example, you see a statue here of Alfonso de Medici, the builder of Medici Palace. Your reference slide. This is a very important slide. This slide should contain the site addresses of your images. I should be able to see where you got your information. It is important that as you gather your information, you copy the web addresses for the sources you are using. Copy and paste these addresses on a Word document or on a Word doc in Google Slides so that you can retrieve them later. Make sure you know which addresses go with which images. Citing your sources is really important.